Charlotte Thompson Iserbyt served as a senior policy advisor to the U.S. Department of Education under President Reagan. During this time, she was given a book that made her question her reality, and from this jumping off point, as an avid scholar and tireless researcher, she began to dig deeply into the history, aims, and guiding philosophy of the power structure of our world. Charlotte's father and grandfather were both members of Skull and Bones at Yale. She is the one who mailed Anthony Sutton the roster of past and present Bonesmen current to the early 1980s that was included in his quintessential work on that secret society. Charlotte would go on to write, "The deliberate dumbing down of America, an absolutely vital resource in educating oneself on the real history and actual purpose of the educational system." Charlotte passed at the age of 91 in 2022.
The minutes reveal that in 1910, the Carnegie trustees asked themselves this question, quote, "Is there any way known to man more effective than war to so alter the life of an entire people?" But ultimately, they concluded that war was the most effective way to change people. They sent a confidential message to President Wilson insisting that the war not be ended too quickly. After the war, the Carnegie Endowment trustees reasoned that if they could get control, of education in the United States, they would be able to prevent a return to the way of life as it had been prior to the war. And they recruited the Rockefeller Foundation to assist in such a monumental task. Education should aim at destroying free will so that pupils are thus schooled they will be incapable throughout the rest of their lives of thinking or acting otherwise than as their schoolmasters would have wished. Influences of the home are obstructive, and in order to condition students, verses set to music and repeatedly intoned are very effective. It is for a future scientist to make these maxims precise and discover exactly how much it costs per head to make children believe that snow is black. When the technique has been perfected, every government that has been in charge of education for more than one generation will be able to control its subjects securely without the need of armies or policemen." End quote.
Young people cannot be trusted to form their own opinions. It's our job to tell them.
Someone gave me Gary Allen's book, None Dare Call It Conspiracy. I was on the school board, and this lady called me, and she loved the work I was doing on the school board. Of course, nobody else did, but she said, "I've got a book for you." She brought it down, and I read it, and I looked at it, and I thought, I've never heard of such thing as this. I mean, this is a conspiracy to really take over the world. Thank you, Gary Allen, who's no longer with us. And so I said to my husband, good Belgian, well-educated, "Do you know about this?" And so he took a look and he said, "Yeah, sure, I know about it." I said, "You know about this? You know about the Illuminati and the Bavarian conspiracy? You know about all this, the plan to implement a world order and huh?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I learned all that in school."
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. These signals being sent through
shows it to him, comes right back, go one way and come back in the other and get in the air. His hometown, northwest of Belgrade. And tonight, their family, his family is watching in the living room at home. And one of the great new technologies that we have here at ESPN is that we can look at you in your house through your TV. We can look at you in your house through your TV.